Welcome to the demo. This is the final part where we're going to actually showcase this and look at the data in RoboRemo. So first thing is make sure your unit is fully connected. I've went ahead and gone and plugged in my ACS 712 module, and now I have wired up my plus sense to plus sense and then minus sense to minus sense. And then I've got my small little power supply, so I have it. Here's the AC in, right? So I have a plug over here that's plugged into the wall. Okay, and then I also tapped off the input here, so I can get my 5-volt isolated regulator coming in here. So here's my plus and minus 5 volts. Okay, and then I have my output going to this plug here where I can plug in something. Okay, so with this demo unit set up and ready to go and turned on, we'll go ahead and look at how we can connect with RoboRemo. So we're ready to start the demo now. The unit is on, powered on. There's no load, but it is on. So it's transmitting data. So the thing that's important is make sure the phone that you have, the Android phone that RoboRemo is on the same network that the Wi-Fi module is transmitting on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up RoboRemo. So here's where we left off, right? We're going to go to menu. We're going to go to connect. We're going to go to Internet TCP, and then we're going to say connect to the address and port. Okay, so here's where you need to know that IP address that was assigned earlier and that you put in as a static IP address. You want to enter that in here. Okay, so mine is 168.168.101 to put a colon here, and now you need to put in the port which we assigned as 9876 in the code. 9876. Okay, and then we're going to say okay, and you can see there's the data. So this is running, and now if I turn on my fan, okay, you can see that the voltage on the line is 234.7. I got about 0.24 amps, and then 55 watts with a 99 power factor. And then you can see the graph scrolling. The 0.06 kilowatt hours was what I had from earlier testing, so that all the testing I've done so far, I've consumed the 0.06 kilowatt hours, but that's running, and you can see the data light. So everything here is working. Now, if you wanted to change this graph sensitivity, so I have it set up for AC volts 215 to 245, and right now it's 234. So if you want, and then over a 3-minute period. So if you want to change that, you can say edit UI, you can go in here, and you can see that I have it at 180 seconds is the length. So that's the x-axis, so that's in seconds, right? And then the min-max is in volts, right? So I could change this to 60, or let's make it even 30. So now this is going to update. This is now updating every 30 seconds. Okay, and I could change the title. So you would want the title to match. I'm not going to change it right now, but that's what you would do to match it. And then if I wanted to, I could say let the minimum be let's say 230 to 245, or let's say let's do that and say okay, right? And now you can see that I've increased the scale and I've increased the time factor. So it's every second now. Every second I'm getting a reading, and it's going to go for 30 seconds to fill the screen. Right? So you can see that this is completely customizable from the unit interface itself. So voltage is pretty stable. So I'm at 235, so let's play with this a little bit more. So let's go 232 as a minimum and go to 237 as a maximum, and we can do that. So now we can see even smaller variations in voltage versus time. So again, completely customizable. So I'll change this back. I change this back to 215 minimum and 245, and I'll change that back to 180 seconds, which is 3 minutes. Okay, and do it like that, and now it's back the way it was. So I'll shut this off. Now if I slow the fan down, so right now it's on high, so I'm getting a good power factor, but one of the things they do to control this fan speed, they have a different way of doing it. So if I slow it down to the low setting, you can see what happens is the power comes down a bit, and the power factor seems to be changing a little bit. So whatever they're doing to control the fan speed might be affecting the power factor a little bit. Right, and then I can put this back on full. Right. So this is it. This is how it transmits, and hopefully you can get some usefulness out of this project. If you don't want to build the AC energy meter, you can basically, now you know how to use the RoboRemo app, you can just make your own project and feed your own things in. There is also a way to send from the application. I could have buttons here and I could control things on the unit. I guess that'll be a video for another time, but you might be able to figure it out, but you have to be able to, instead of just sending to RoboRemo, you want to read from it. And maybe I'll make an instructable on how to do that as a general back and forth communication between it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you can get some use out of it.